everyone. Welcome to Anubhava Insights episode 3. And today with us we have Nikita Kiran, a third year IIM Tech student pursuing computer science. It's a pleasure having you here, Nikita.
Hi. Thank you for having me here.
So how's college life been so far? How's it going?
College life has been great. It's been 2 years now. There have been some nice days, some not so nice days, but in general I think I've enjoyed the experience. So right now I think in my 5th sem, the academics are going a bit hectic, but yeah.
So what do you do to chill off or get away from this academics?
So I enjoy sports. So I play badminton whenever I can find the free time. I also like singing, so I guess whenever there's time I do that as well.
Great. So firstly, congratulations on completing your Google STEP internship.
Thank you.
Why don't you tell us what the Google STEP internship is?
So Google STEP Internship is a 10 to 12 week internship offered by Google, which is an in-person internship, and it's mainly intended for second year students. So as far as I know, it's primarily for software roles. And yeah.
I'm curious, and I'm sure a lot of them would be too, that how you got to know about Google internship.
So I'm part of this program called Women Engineers, which is sponsored by Google. And through this program, I came to know that there is such a thing as the STEP internship.
Right. So did it also involve process of going through websites or applying on their portal, or how did you go about this?
The application?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had to apply through the Google Careers page when the opportunity showed up. It was, I guess, around November last year. And yeah, I guess it follows the typical process you would do for applying for internship. Submit your resume, your details, and wait for a call back.
Right. So could you run us through the entire process from getting to know that there is an internship from Google to actually applying it? What was your mental state when you got to know about an internship like this?
So when I first came to know that such a thing as the Google STEP internship exists, my first thought was, I want to get in. So from the second I heard of it, I was pretty determined that this is something I want to seriously try for. And yeah, I think from October, I did start preparing for it seriously. I think 2 months before the applications opened, I had started my preparations for it. So when the application did open up, I was confident. I had a good resume, and I knew I had the technical skills required to give the interview.
So you spoke about how you had a prep time before actually applying, right? So what did you do during this prep time?
So the first thing was building a good resume, because the first round is resume shortlisting. So that's what I did. And apart from that, I think it's preparing DSA. So we had our DSA course in college in our first year, but I think I needed to revise that and get better at solving questions. So that was what I was doing.
With respect to resume, right? Did you already have a resume ready when you applied for this internship, or did you create a resume just for this?
So as part of the Women Engineers program, we were tasked with creating a resume, which I think was in preparation for the STEP internship. So, I didn't have it too much in advance, but around, I guess, July, August was when I created my first resume.
Sounds great. So, and with respect to DSA too, so was there anything apart from coursework that you did just for this Google STEP internship?
Yeah, I think coursework just taught us the concepts, but it doesn't provide enough for actually practicing. So I guess I solved a lot of lead code questions to get comfortable in all these topics.
So with respect to preparing for the right level of questions that you may be asked during the interview process, did you know how difficult they were going to be? Did you prepare accordingly, or how did you go about this? Could you just run us through the lead code process?
So I did speak to a few seniors who had given the STEP interview in the previous years, and I kind of got to know that STEP interviews, they don't ask really next level concepts like maybe segment trees. So it's not of a very high level, but you still need to be good at the concepts and practice. So I didn't really try doing really hard questions, but whatever I did, I wanted to ensure that I was good at that.
Right. So after submitting your resume, were there different subsequent rounds before the final interview?
Yeah. So after you submit your application, you get a call back in case your resume has been shortlisted. So a recruiter calls you, and then they guide you further. So for me, after that call, I had 2 technical interviews before the final decision was made.
So must have been a very nerve-wracking experience between submitting the resume and getting your first call, right?
Yeah, actually my call was pretty late. So a lot of people I knew actually got their call beginning of January, and I didn't get mine till February. So it was pretty nerve-wracking, and there was a point where I thought maybe, okay, I've just not been shortlisted. So yeah, but in the end, when the call came, I was really happy.
Glad it all went that well. So the Google STEP internship is a very prestigious internship, right? They get lakhs of applicants every year, and in fact, you're the first student from IIIT-B to get it. What do you think really helped you stand out when so many applicants are applying for this internship every year? Was it projects, academics?
So I think one aspect which helped in my resume getting shortlisted was I was a part of the Women Engineers program, so they kind of give you a referral. And apart from that, I had I'd say a pretty good resume. I did have several projects apart from the regular ones you do in your course. I think that helps you stand out because there are a few basic projects which almost everyone does as part of their coursework. So if you have something apart from that, that helps you stand out. And for me it was that, but I think in general, anything you do, it could be open source, or if you do competitive programming, all those stuff would help you stand out and make your resume have a better chance of getting shortlisted.
Sure. So we've talked about resume shortlisting and the entire preparation towards that interview. But at the end of the day, it does come down to the interview itself, right? So how did the interview go?
So I had 2 technical interviews, around 45 minutes each. So the first one, actually, I personally felt it didn't go the greatest. I was asked the question, and initially, I just coded out the brute force approach. And while optimizing it, I wasn't sure exactly how to proceed. So I just thought where to use a stack or something. So I think at that point, my interviewer actually stepped in and said, "Why don't you try using this approach?" And I feel that where they test how you can think on the spot. So when they give you hints, you should be able to take those hints and build on it. So my first interview, the interviewer actually gave me quite a few hints, and I was able to build on those and come up and code a working solution. And my second interview, actually, it went pretty smoothly. So I didn't require any hints. I was able to code it all on my own. And yeah, I think after my second interview, I was a lot more confident than I was after my first.
Right. So these 2 interviews, do they happen at the same time, back to back, or do they happen with a gap in between them?
So for me, it was, I think I had 4 or 5 days between the interview. So after my first interview, the same day, within I think 3-4 hours, I got a call informing me that I'd been selected and scheduling the second interview.
Sounds great. So did you put yourself through the process of mock interviews, like how to answer questions when they ask you, anything like that?
Yeah, I actually gave a couple of mock interviews which were organized by the WE program. So I did give 2 of them, and actually they didn't go that well, my mock interviews, but they gave me a good knowledge of where I'm lacking and help me focus on those.
So Nikita, how did you get to know that you got selected as a Google STEP intern, and what was your reaction like?
So I think about a week after I gave my second interview, I got a call. So like the Truecaller ID, like I knew it was from Google, and then it was really nerve-wracking, like picking up the call and the initial, it was my recruiter, so he was like, okay, hello, how are you? And I just was like waiting for him to come to the result. And then after what seemed like ages, he finally was like, okay, congratulations, you've been selected. And after that, I think I was extremely happy. I called my parents, my family, everyone. They were more happy than me. And I guess that day I'll remember. I was really happy and overjoyed.
Must have been a great time.
Yes, for sure.
So I think we'll move on to the actual STEP internship itself. What was it like to be a Google STEP intern, and what was your experience like?
I think I had a really amazing experience working at Google. So I interned at the Google Forms team, and I worked on a new feature they were developing. I think what I liked best over there were the people. I had an amazing team. I had an amazing host. They were all really fun, really chill people. And I never felt like I'm, just an intern. I felt like, okay, I'm actually doing something meaningful and whatever I'm doing is important.
What is like the expectations versus reality while being a Google STEP intern? Did you expect it to be this way?
So my expectations were, I was scared. I was like, okay, I'm going into this company as a second year student. It's going to be really scary. But when I actually went there, I realized people were so helpful, and like any doubt I had, like there was always people around to help me. So I never actually felt frightened. Like from the time I entered, like I interacted with my host, my co-host, everyone. They were so sweet that the initial fear I had actually just vanished, like on the first day itself.
Nice. Sounds great. So were there other STEP interns along with you that you worked with in while working at Google?
So usually in a team, STEP interns work in pairs. So I did have another STEP intern in the same team as me. And it was a great experience, like for both of us to learn from each other and work together.
Right. Okay, Nikita, could you run us through like a day in the life of a STEP intern?
Yeah, sure. So due to the cab scheduling system, interns have to either take like a early morning cab, which is around 8, or something which is like around 10:30, 10:45, which is a bit late. So I took the early morning one. I'd get up, take the office cab, reach office, have breakfast. Then usually we interns were the only ones who turned up that early to office. So we would also like spend some time playing TT, foosball, and then I guess it was back to work. We'd work for a bit, then we'd have meetings, team meetings, and also as interns we'd have like one-on-ones with our hosts. And in between there would be like lunch break. We'd all go as a team, have lunch, spend time talking. I think they were really informative, these small breaks where we used to sit with all teammates. We like, you sit with your manager and the tech leads, and you get to learn so much from them. And then again, a little bit of work, then snacks, and then I'd come back home. So overall it was a really fun day, and I'd come back home pretty tired due to the Bangalore traffic and travel. But
Right. So you mentioned co-hosts and hosts, right? So were they part of your team?
Yeah. So in whatever team you intern at, you'll be assigned one person who's your host. It's kind of like someone who you directly report to. So that's the person who's sort of like in charge of your internship. And is also the person who kind of evaluates your performance and in the end is responsible for your return offer or not. And the co-host is also like an additional reviewer, and yeah, basically.
So we have a fun little segment planned for you, rapid fire. So when I ask you these questions, say the first thing that pops up in your mind, right? We'll get started?
Yep, sure.
First, what's the first thing you do when you wake up?
Check my phone.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
What's one app you cannot live without?
WhatsApp.
Dream travel destination?
Alps.
What's your go-to snack?
Nachos.
Favorite book or movie?
Shawshank Redemption.
If not, reply to be where?
Singapore.
That's it for rapid fire. We'll go to the next section. Okay, so now I'll say a couple aspects of your internship and maybe rate it from 1 to 10. Firstly, learning experience.
10.
Mentorship and guidance.
10.
Networking and connections.
10.
Work-life balance.
Ideally, it's supposed to be a 10, but for me, I didn't do it well, so I'd say for me it was 5.
Diversity and inclusion.
10.
Now that the rapid fire is over and we'll move back to the main segment, what were your main takeaways from the Google STEP Internship program?
So the internship, I learned a lot of like new technical skills as well as non-technical. On the technical side, I think the main thing I learned was about testing practices. Usually when we write code in college, we don't write like specific test scripts for that. So there, it was the first time I did that, and honestly that took like a lot more time than writing the actual code. And I also learned like how to debug, various debugging tools, how to use them. And I think on the non-technical side, the major thing I learned was communicating with like other team members, because you're working as a team. So how to like approach them and use their help to unblock yourself when you're stuck.
That sounds like a great experience. So now that that's done, what next?
So after completing this internship, I've actually been offered a return offer as a Google STEP intern for next summer. So that's there. And I'm also looking to maybe apply for some research internships. So undecided. We'll see what happens.
Great, you're looking forward to it?
Yes.
Finally, what's that one piece of advice you'd like to give to our viewers?
Enjoy what you do, be it preparing for an internship or anything else. If you don't enjoy it, you won't be able to continue to do it for long. So, like, ensure you enjoy whatever it is you choose to do.
Certainly, that's one great piece of advice. So, thanks a lot, Nikita, for being here. I hope this was very insightful for all our viewers today and all those who had questions regarding STEP internship. Thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you.